What's your why? I don't know which motivational speaker spoke about your why. Oh, I think it was Eric Thomas. I think I remember now. He was speaking about Durant and the number that he wears on his basketball jersey, and that it had something to do with his coach that passed away. What's your why? Why do you do what you do? And ever since I became a little bit popular from podcasting, I go around and I speak to a lot of people, and they ask me a lot of questions about growing subscriber base, where I get all my knowledge from, if I read a lot of books, how do I get my guests? It's a whole lot of things. And one of the things I always try to revert back to is I always tell them, if you're starting a podcast or if you run a podcast, you need to ask you need to always remind yourself of what is your why. And my why is generally straightforward. And I think I've said this on platforms as well. My North Star has been Joe Rogan. And by Joe Rogan, I mean Joe Rogan before the Spotify deal. My brother's been a fan of Joe Rogan for many years, way before me, and he still watches Joe Rogan to this day. I watched Joe Rogan for like a short period. His chats are so fucking long, and I've only watched the ones that have been referred and maybe just seen some clips. There's the one with Elon Musk, which is pretty dope. It's where Elon Musk ended up smoking weed. I think it affected his share price of his businesses. I don't know. There's one with Kanye West. Which other ones do I remember? I think there's some clips from Jordan Peterson. There's one where he sits with Guy Ritchie, who directs movies. Some clips there that are fucking dope. And then I've seen like bits and pieces of other podcasts. Oh, and Naval Ravikant, probably my favorite podcast episode of all time. So it was that. And even as I got into podcasting, I had to go back and revisit what made Joe Rogan great to me, specifically to me, but also to the rest of the world, because he became the greatest podcaster ever. I think he might still hold the title even today. I think Spotify might be renewing his $200 million deal. I'm not sure, but shout out to him. So it was never about the $200 million, number one, and it was never about the number of views he was getting. I actually thought it was odd that Joe Rogan was getting so many views. This guy was speaking about aliens, love speaking about psychedelics. I'm not into psychedelics. I'm not into shrooms. I'm not into drugs. I'm not into, I don't know what they call it, DMT or whatever the fuck these things are. Which is sort of comparable to some of the guests we've had in South Africa speaking about like Izangoma, and then people like copying like David Icke, conspiracies and reptilians, which is something that the late Credo Muta speaks about. These abstract things. Anyways, Joe Rogan. Why did I like Joe Rogan? I liked Joe Rogan because I thought he had really dope conversation. Joe Rogan could sit opposite anyone, filmed by Jamie, and they could chat almost about anything. His general knowledge was something really special. The number of books he'd read, odd bits and ends, like opening a Chappie's wrapper. Did you know? And then the guest would come in, and the guest he'd bring would also have such really, really interesting conversation. So that became really dope. And then later on, he became very famous, and people then just wanted to come onto his podcast, because if you get on the Joe Rogan Experience, it kind of like boosts your life. I think a similar thing has happened with Podcast and Chill, where people who think Podcast and Chill is not a great platform because it promotes things they don't really like, will still go on Podcast and Chill because they're like, this is a big platform and people are watching, so I want to go there. Which is part of my concerns now as my platforms grow, that people just want to come onto my platform to promote whatever they're doing, which is kind of whack, because that is not my why. But the why is important. And I tell people, if you're going to be podcasting or doing online content creation for the sake of views and for the sake of making money, there's a certain way to do it, and there's formulas. And you almost need to be upfront, because one of the cool things about alternative media for now, it might change in time, is we can be ourselves. You can authentically be yourself. You don't have to be someone else. You don't have to put on makeup and worry about lighting and make sure that, you've got all your facts, sorted. You don't have to worry about those things. You can just hit, and some of the purest podcasts that we have are still kids, varsity kids. Hey, I don't know about high school, varsity kids farting around. They get 2 mics, they get cameras, and they just start talking shit, and you hope that somewhere in the shit you'll mine enough through the dirt and you'll find something like sort of special. That's what you hope for. You hope there'll be like a special moment, and you hope there'll be like a special conversation, and because it's authentic, man, you can go deep. You can be like, there were times when I hated my parents, and there were times when my mom would piss me the fuck off, bro. I remember when I was 15 and I had like a do not disturb sign on my door, and my mom would piss me the fuck off, and I was like, if I could just fucking grab this bitch and smash her against the wall. And you're like, you can't say that. And you're like, I know he can't say that, and he'd never say this on mainstream, but he can say it here because it's alternative, and it's the things that we, that we wish we could say. Some of people's favorite clips online have been like women speaking about hating being moms. I hate my children. Like, I wish I could stay long at work. I miss being like a single girl. I envy the girls that like dump their kids on their parents, the grandparents, and then get to live their lives. The only reason I'm not doing it is because I feel guilty that my kids will judge me, and like, what are my friends gonna say? And you're like, this is real. This is raw. Now podcasts have become like mainstream because maybe human beings always gravitate towards some form of escapism or some ideal. I'm not sure. But now people come onto platforms, and now you want to make sure the lighting is fine, and are you sure our sound is, crystal? And I'm not really sure about that data pen. I'll have to get back at you. You're like, I don't need you to be sure about the data. Just say what you know and what you think. People can always correct us in the comments. We can always apologize later. Like, this is what we're saying now, and it's not rehearsed. I don't need you to be right. And one of the things I wanted to do, even when I invite celebrities and other people, I want us to have a conversation. I don't want to speak about your persona and your character, and I want to speak about you and some of your thoughts. People didn't know who Joe Rogan was until the podcast, and you realize this guy is fucking smart. And it made some of us wonder how many other hidden intelligent people out there who unfortunately were hidden, or they masked by their music career or their acting career or their business people. Like, you literally want to invite Patrice to a podcast, and you want him to like disrobe. You want him to be like, yo bro, do you know, like, being a billionaire, sometimes I look at these honeys and they're like, oh my gosh, it's Patrice. And I'm like, hello, how are you? But in my head I'm like, yo, this bitch is fucking hot, bro. Yeah. And you're like, this is a real human being. Patrice out. And it's like, sometimes I look at the money I have and I think of the influence, and sometimes I think of like giving people money to do dumb things just to see how powerful I am. Manga Tatanji, like 50 million of my money, and be like, like they speak about the Arabs. I don't know how true this is, but there's this room about the oil money guys in the Middle East, and how they invite girls, they fly girls in to shit on them and pee on them, because in their heads they're like, we've got too much money, we've got yachts, we've got private jets, we've got gold-plated Lamborghinis, we can buy everything. Like, what else is there except to like do disgusting things like shag dogs or whatever the fuck? So you're like us, like, do you never feel like a god? And I think it was George Soros, Patrick Bet David, saying it like as a spooky thing. In my head I'm like, there's nothing shady about that. But I guess this is what makes me a narcissist as well, have a god complex. George Soros was like, when he was a kid, he always wanted to play God, and now it's pretty dope because he gets to do that. And I'm like, that's fucking cool. To be honest, I think almost every human being strives for that. You have like your own perspective on life. You have people you don't like. You have people you do like, and you have ideas that you wish were mainstream. Now, if you had like so much gang money, so many influential mates, so many influential people you can rent with money, would you not do it? And people are gonna fucking lie and be like, no, but the morals and shut up. Anyways, I'm at a point where I gave myself 3 to 5 years to do this podcasting thing, and I've got a plan, and I'm hoping to stick by my plan, especially this year. This year is crunch time because this is like my third year, second and a half year doing podcasting, and I've got a plan of what it is that I'm trying to do. I don't necessarily have an exit, but I do have a plan, and the whole point of the plan was, let me give it 3 to 5 years, and then I'll decide during that phase what happens. So we'll see what happens this year. But as I grow and as I meet people and as people get to know me, it's pretty cool. I'm obviously not Joe Rogan. I'm not any big podcaster by any stretch of the imagination, but people recognize me and it's dope. The amount of influence that comes my way, which I was always expecting because I've studied propaganda and psychology. I know people are going to try and push these narratives. Have you thought of doing this? Why don't you do that? And I'm like, stick to the North Star. Joe Rogan, dope conversations, interesting people. Joe Rogan, dope conversation. And don't even chase numbers. Because as soon as you chase numbers, you're probably going to lose your coolness. The guy who plays Mark Zuckerberg in The Social Network, one of the disagreements they have with Eduardo Saverin, the co-founder, was Eduardo Saverin was like the business partner, even though they were in varsity trying to be cool. He was like the business partner of Facebook. And his whole thing was like, how do we monetize this thing? And Mark was like, bro, this thing is just cool. Don't fucking monetize it. Let's make it cool. And in the movie, Justin Timberlake plays Sean Parker, the guy who created Napster, which became like this huge website that did pirated music. And this guy was trying to explain that like, it's like you guys have like the coolest party. Not just at Stanford, but like, not just at, Mark Zuckerberg was at Harvard. Not just at Harvard, not just at Stanford, not Princeton, not Yale. You have like the coolest party. Every kid wants to be on this platform. Why would you want to fuck it up with like ads? But you need to find a way to monetize, of which some of the rumors are that these guys, they sell our data to other people. And then people are like, oh, don't sell my data. That's my violation of privacy. Your data fucking stinks. No one gives a fuck about your data. And your data is probably cheap anyways. And you probably want those ads because you've been complaining about, I don't know what's the best thing for my underarm. I don't know what's the best cereal for kids. So obviously the fucking ads need to pop up because they're listening to you. They're going to sell your data and your data sucks. And yes, everyone knows you're watching porn and other shady shit. It's whatever. I never wanted to be that. I thought Joe Rogan was cool for going for so long without monetizing his YouTube. I don't know if he actually had a plan. He could have. I don't know if he actually had a plan to be like, look, I'm going to make this thing so cool and someone's going to give me money at some point. So I'll hold off on the monetization so that no one has to deal with ads. Gary Vaynerchuk, I don't know if you'd call him a marketing guru, but a very loud marketing guy online, was very big. He's got a book called, I think it's Jab, Jab, Punch. Something along those lines. But he speaks about this concept of give people a lot of value. A lot of value. And then once they're hooked, then you can start selling them something. But don't just try and sell people something because they're not interested. Right? That's what social media has been doing to us. We've got a situation now with Twitter X where Elon Musk is making us pay money for a verified badge. The verified badge is not important to people, but it's important to us because we like writing long format posts and we like posting long videos. And it's cool that we also get to share in the ad revenue on Twitter. Mark Zuckerberg's trying to do it the same with Facebook, same with Instagram. YouTube was dope at some point. And now the way they are fucking force feeding ads down our throat is fucking nauseating. Like, I'm on the verge, and I know it's a small price to pay for me because I make money from YouTube. I'm on the verge of actually going for YouTube Premium. Because to be honest, you know, I don't mind the idea of ads because an ad might pop up of something that I need. Why would I want to remove ads completely when it's like, hey, Oh shit, hey, okay. No, let me actually go try. So if you're not seeing ads, it's like, I don't mind seeing ads, but now when you're fucking shoving them down my throat, so that really sucks, and I never wanted to do that. And I look at some of these new podcasters who are constantly promoting energy drinks, cannabis products, affiliate links. What else do they promote? I guess teas, all these weird fucking things. Sign up to my newsletter and get daily updates on what. If you click on this link and use this code PEN2000, you will get and you're like, this is the shit I never wanted, because that was never my why. But now, as the old adage says, you know, you have to eat, you have to feed people. Everyone knows I've got 1 million babies. Everyone knows I've got 1 million kids. So you just, you're like, look, if I'm going to be doing this thing and it's going to be chowing my time, how do I generate value from it? So there's various ways, of course. I could, while I'm having conversations, market other things that I'm doing. Unfortunately, the problem with me is that I'm controversial. I'm a controversial character to many people. So even if I was marketing things on the side, some people want to destroy that because they're like, no, fuck this guy, I hate him, let's destroy him. So it's like, may as well just make money from the platform that I'm on. So then you start caring about views, then you start caring about YouTube revenue. Then I start looking at other platforms and I'm like, how do I monetize other platforms? Twitter, Instagram and Facebook are fucking losers. TikTok as well now, which would be pretty dope. And they are trying to figure out how to, because I've got people's attention, how do I use this platform to monetize? Because to be honest, you know, it really sucks. I wish you guys could like give me money. I wish I could have like my own little, I don't know if Patreon is the best, but to be like, I've got 1,000 fans that really think I'm super dope. Even when they fucking hate me, they're like, fuck, this guy is a clown. But I'll give him 100 rand because he actually keeps my life exciting. If I had like 1,000 people give me like 100 rand each per month, that would be like 100K. Then I wouldn't need to advertise fuck all. Then I could go hard. The only issue I'd have to worry about then is censorship, because I've been censored on Facebook. I've had videos and strikes on YouTube. I recently did a live on TikTok, which for some reason they limited the reach because they said I said something inappropriate. It's annoying. I've been threatened on Instagram. Actually, I've been suspended on Instagram, I think twice. Geez, so obviously these platforms will then throttle my reach or suspend me or whatever. So that would be the only issue. But I would then speak about all the things I want to speak about. Guys, there are things that I want to speak about that I can't, because these platforms are not safe. Not that I mind people hearing obscure thoughts from me. It's just they're not safe in the sense that like my content will be taken down. And then I'm cut off from like even teaching you guys things that I want to teach you. There might be like some really important information on how to avoid tax that I could maybe share with you. There could be some important information on voting and politics. There could be something that you guys need to know about the economy. I could have some intel on something important in your life. Parenting, children. Guys, please watch out for a lot of these weird psychologists that are trying to pump Concerta and Ritalin down your kids' throats. Children are meant to be alive. They're not meant to be zombies, so be careful. Teenagers, girls, watch out for contraceptives. The loop is one of the most dangerous contraceptives out there. No one is speaking about it. We speak about the pill. The pill makes girls gain weight. Of course, they glow, but they gain weight. It fucks you up in the long run. It messes you up. Then there's the implant, which is fucking dangerous itself. Imagine like literally you're ready for a microchip, essentially, because that's what it is. Then there's the patch. How dangerous is a fucking contraceptive patch? Think about it. This girl cannot fall pregnant because she's put a plaster on her body. This girl cannot fall pregnant because how powerful must that plaster be for her to not fall pregnant? What kind of fucking side effects does this thing you just stuck on you have to prevent sperm from fertilizing an egg and from you to conceive? Like, so then I won't be able to discuss stuff like that because I'll be censored because I said something about a specific religious group. I've said something about a specific sexual orientation. I've said something about a specific race. I've said something about a specific country, which these platforms don't like, because the platform is American. And anything that goes against the general American propaganda gets shut down. Unfortunately, we see it even in some of the reach. I'll have like a really dope conversation, really great episode, and then you'll get these warnings from YouTube that they don't tell anyone else except for you, so that you know that I'm being punished here, so I must behave. But they're not going to tell the viewers, guys, this video is not going to gain reach because Penal spoke about this, so that people can see the bullshit. Really? Did you guys really throttle his reach because he spoke about big pharmaceuticals and how much of a mafia they are? You guys are shady. But no, that must be kept for, whatever. So how do you monetize in the absence of subscription? And you also want to maximize the money, at least for me, because the more resources I have, the more work I can do, the more I can travel. You just want to gain tools. But obviously, I value human beings. So if human beings can give me their tools, I don't mind. If you're a billionaire, can give me access to your house, to your nice cars, give me microphones and what, dope, I'm good to go. As long as you're not going to have some weird agenda. And by weird agenda, I'm not talking you want to fuck me in the ass, because that's unfortunately completely out. Talk about a weird agenda where you want me to be biased towards a certain political party. You want me to preserve certain whiteness. You want me to speak for the black. And you're like, bro, I'm not going to be a voice for you. I'm not a mouthpiece for hire, unfortunately. I can be a platform for hire for you to talk your shit and to allow me to interrogate and to allow me to give my views, whether I agree with them or not. But once you expect me to go on a platform and be like, but to be honest, guys, the Democratic Alliance is like the greatest political party in the country. They're great with governance. I mean, look at Cape Town. It's amazing. You're like, this is not Pen. Pen, blink twice if they've captured you. Are you in the sunken place? Get out. So I don't like doing that. And I know it upsets people because everyone's got this thing of everyone's captured, and that's another thing that's boring. It's another thing I also had to realize when my voice grew, that, and I like saying it like this because I know it gets people upset, but it's how I genuinely feel. There are a lot of stupid people out there. I know it upsets people, but guys, it's the truth. We can sugarcoat it. We can, it's people with a different view from you. Oh, so everyone who disagrees with you is stupid. It's like, no. There are so many people that disagree with me that are very smart. And some of them, they disagree and they're just like, fuck you, you're talking shit. I don't mind. Some of them, they disagree and they actually put up an intellectual argument. Bro, but look, you haven't considered these points. And to be fully honest, maybe you're biased because of your upbringing, and you're like, sure. Then there are people that are just stupid. You look at the things they say, you look at the way they disagree, you're like, this is a stupid clown. So because we have a lot of stupid people, I've had to learn to navigate around them. I remember Joe Rogan also spoke about how he doesn't read comments. Don't really believe him, and I'm sure some of the really key comments probably get to him. But he was like, he doesn't read comments because he was like, I'm not here for the comments. Again, what's your why? Are you here to read comments and to hear people say, no, but you have been captured, Rob Hersoff pays you, and then you spend the rest of your time defending, no, Rob didn't capture me, and you're like, this is fucking lame. I just wanted to have dope chats. And part of it's probably going to require me to like transcend South African politics, because South African politics are really, really polarizing. Once I start discussing politics in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, in Sudan, in Rwanda, in Mali, in Gabon, in Burkina Faso, in Guinea, in Nigeria, in Angola, in Malawi, then the South Africans will, because they won't know what we're speaking about, they're fucking ignorant asses will be like, oh, hey, that's very interesting. And then I'll probably start inflaming like the people from those places. They'll be like, what does the South African know about anything? But my why, man, was Joe Rogan and having dope conversations. And I'm constantly having to like double, triple guess myself of what I'm doing. I feel funny about the fact that the Penal show is such great quality, because that was never my why. The fact that it's dope quality, I always try to give kudos to the guys at Tribal Media House, because it's them. It's all them. It's not me. I never told them. I don't give them directive. Guys, make sure that we look marvelous, stunning. I want people to see my pimples. When the guests come, they must be blown away. I'm there for the conversation. The guys are there for the, the dope quality, and I appreciate it so much. The guys are consummate professionals. But that was not my why. My why was not to sit with politicians. I know we're in an election year this year, and I had to do an introspection, and I ended up concluding that, look, I'll do politicians this year, and let's hope we can educate people, and we can bring some of these politicians to sit and chat and have conversations. But my point was never to sit with politicians. My point was never to talk politics. My point was to talk about anything. Stephen Bantubigo, Frank Talk. I write what I like. I wanted to talk about whatever I want. So when I sit with Uxolim Feka, I don't need you to be like, oh, why are you sitting with her? This is so not up. And you're like, I will sit with whoever the fuck I want. If you don't like it, don't watch. The next person who wants to watch will watch. When intellectual, stimulating, deep conversation and the earth and the moon and the numbers, and when you look at then you can come back and fucking sit in a lecture hall and be like, yo, these guys are so smart. Yo. When you're discussing some of the proper things, then, and it's one of the cool things about sitting with my brother Penson, because we get to be clowns. It makes me happy. I wish more guests could come through. It was one of the things I loved about Waras. Waras also came through. A lot of stimulating chat, a lot of talking shit, which was really nice. I appreciate that. I know it's tough because I'm a very serious person, but I do hope that at some point people just see me as a human being, which I am. Which means when I see a hot girl, my dick also gets fucking hard, like your dick. It means when I see someone who's fat and ugly, I'm also inside like, ho, gorilla. But obviously I need to remain professional, not say it. If there's a politician who's biased and they talk shit, I'm also in my head thinking, ha, amanga. Stop fucking prying us. We're not Boerewors. But then you have to, diplomatically put it so that you don't alienate the person. No, but sir, I don't quite agree. And I mean, really, you can't expect people to really believe that. You put it in a nice, soothing way, But I just wanted to have chats, man. And I think I've been doing this the past 2 weeks. I missed going live so much by myself like this. I do think it's one of the things people like about me. I have said before that one of the things that's different about me versus other podcasters internationally, not just in South Africa, is I can interview and I can also be interviewed. I'm a decent interviewer and I'm a decent interviewee and I'm a decent conversationalist. A lot of podcasters are maybe just good interviewers. A lot of podcast guests are just good interviewees. Some people are great conversationalists, but to be able to do it all is pretty dope. And then the ability, so I've spoken about interviewer-interviewee conversation. They can't do this. They can't speak to you, and wherever you are watching this, you're like, I literally feel like I'm in a room with Pen and he's speaking to me. And when he talks shit, I literally am speaking back to my phone. And Pen will look taggy you. What the fuck did you? And you're like, I can literally speak to you like I'm with you. And it makes when people meet me, they literally they say, I feel like I know you. I watch you so much, bro. I feel like I know you. And I'm like, that humbles me and that makes me happy. And in this chat, unscripted, no topic, I don't need someone to give me energy back. I can just go, boy. I can go. And I wanted to use some of these lives, man, to share my thoughts. I made a live, I think a week or two ago, about my struggles with co-parenting. And I didn't even go too deep because, of course, it's not just about me. I can be selfish, but I do consider people, contrary to popular belief. This is me speaking about the mothers of my children. So I have to have some sensitivity in my frustration, in my telling my truth, because we like speaking our truth. In me speaking out for men and the struggles of men and good fathers, I still need to somewhat preserve these women. These are the mothers of my children. My children have to grow up with these women. I have to co-parent with these women. So even if I fucking hate some of their guts, I still need to preserve them somewhat. But we try. I try. And I want to have conversations about politics. Like, I want to sit with Cyril Ramaphosa now. I didn't want to before. I want to sit with Julius Malema. I want to sit with John Steenhuisen. But I don't like some of these people, and I've said it. I've said I don't like these people, but now you have to consider when I speak, and like, I'm gonna have to sell out. I think it's like one of the sad realizations I had a few months ago. Do you know how easy it is to be honest and to be yourself and to let rip when like no one knows you? You can go hard. No one knows you. And if you're self-employed, no one can contact your company and get you fired. If you don't have like a profile picture, if you don't have like your real name, you can drop all the files. I've got files of politicians and business people and celebrities. I've got so many files. But I'm a man of integrity, so I wouldn't share them because I'm like, this is inappropriate, and also it's going to make me look like that type of person. I'm not trying to be Umusa Kaula. I'm not trying to be what does he call himself, Umusa? The Pope of pop culture, I think. I'm not trying to be Umusa Kaula. I am trying to win over some people, but with my truth. But it mustn't be the type of truth that really nauseates people. It's very easy when you're like got a small platform. As you get a bigger platform, guys, it's fucking hard, man. It's hard. Because you literally get into rooms where you're sitting with people that you've spoken shit about. The way I blast the ANC, and then you go and you sit at events with like ANC mayors, ANC ward councillors, ANC ministers, and they've been in politics, some of them, for a while, so they kind of get it. They're pretty chilled, but it's still not nice. Especially if you've been swearing at them, calling them by their first name, even though they're really old. They're old enough to be our grandfathers. And then you sit with them and you have to shake their hand. And like when you when you look into their eyes, they look at you and they're like, I know that you know that I've heard you talk shit about me. And you're there like, I know that you know that you are talking shit about me. You're like, yes, I know. So then you start being a bit sensitive because you meet these people and they're very friendly to me personally. And I'm a sucker for people that are nice to me. I'm a sucker for it. I can read people that are fake, of which a lot of people are fake. A lot of people are transactional. I can read it and it's okay. But there are people that genuinely make an effort. There are people that, even in their fakeness, really try to humble themselves. Pen, hey, well done on your platform, well done on the work. And you're like, because this person, even after I've spoken shit to them, has been so nice to me, it's difficult for me to now go back on a platform and talk shit. I'll give you examples. So I joined AfriForum as a paying member, and I eventually left as a paying member, and I gave my reasons. If you haven't seen my reasons, you can go and watch those videos on YouTube. But because I've met Ernst Roots, I've met Ernst van Zyl, I can't talk shit about them. I can criticize AfriForum very harshly. I can say my thoughts about, I think they actually are pushing a racist agenda for Afrikaners and all those things. But I can't talk shit about them because they haven't said bad shit about me. If they go on platforms and they say certain things that affect black people, I can criticize in a considerate way. I can criticize what they've said, honestly. And be like, no, I think they were wrong. I think that was actually, there were racist undertones. I think this whole rubbish about the bringing back the old flag is very triggering and it's inflaming. I think they're being hypocrites with Dubuli Punu. I think they're pushing propaganda with the farm killings. I can say that. But I can't say Ernst van Zyl is fucking talking shit. Fuck that guy. I can't because I've met him. He's a genuinely nice guy. He's a gentleman. He's considerate in how he speaks to me. Now, same thing has happened with Unhlanhla Lux. And Unhlanhla Lux gets dragged a lot on social media. 4:10. Ba. Big jokes. Hey, condolences to your family. What. Now, I've met Unhlanhla Lux. I know Unhlanhla Lux. I've met his family. I know his mom. So when people are like, saying, hey, Baba, condolences to your family. Oh, hey, have you gotten... You're like, it's not for me to tell you guys, fuck you guys, leave the guy's family alone, because I understand you don't know him. This is what I'm trying to say about, like, if you don't know a person and you have a small pot of influence, it's easy to talk shit. But I know him. So I'm not going to criticize you guys and say, fuck you, hands off, leave him alone. Because some people do that. They get emotional. You know, I understand. And the cool thing is that he understands. But you can't expect me to now be you. Oh, Lux, manje Dwana, 4:10, papa, your family. I know the guy. He's a great mate to me. So I have to treat him with a certain respect. Other people that don't like him, that don't know him, they can talk whatever shit they want about him. If I hadn't met him, if I hadn't met his family, I can talk shit about him. Tutuzane Zuma. Guptas, Kari, looting, state capture. I understand. A lot of people during that time were saying a lot of the same stuff. To this day. Gupta. And you're like, sure, I get it. I've met Tutuzane. I've met his friends, I've met his family, and we genuinely get along. We have conversations, very personal conversations, off camera, off the record, about things I'll never discuss with anyone. And I'm like, I appreciate you, bro. And he's like, I appreciate you too, bro. So I can't get on a platform, fuck Tutuzane, what the fuck is all game changers, clownish political. I can't say that, even if I may think it. Even if I may I can't say it. Because it's inappropriate. So there's, trying to draw an analogy for you guys to understand. So there's family members who are criminals. There are family members who have raped, who have molested, who are looters, etc., etc. And you're not supposed to protect those family members. You're not. It's not the right thing to do. They harming society. There are certain family members, your mom, who's maybe stolen stationery from the school that she teaches at. There are certain family members, your mom again, who's a nurse, who's stolen medicine from the clinic or the hospital where she works. Your dad is part of an ANC committee somewhere, and we asked Uti there was some shiga somewhere, tender vibes. You know that you've lied on an affidavit about how much money you earn so you can get NSFAS, or you can get this grant, or you can get some funding. We know this. Now, there's a time to lie about those things, and there's a time to protect, because you're like, I don't think my mom is a bad person. The fact that she stole stationery wasn't because she was looting. It's because she's actually just trying to get by, and she brought like 5 exercise books from her school, and maybe 2, 3 Nyana textbooks, so that we don't need to buy them, so we can save a bit of money. Is it corruption? Fuck, it's corruption. Because your mom multiplied by however many thousand teachers is fucking corruption. Your dad multiplied by however many other doctors that are stealing medicine, that's corruption. But you'd like to think that's not a bad person. Then the situations where like your mom and your dad get branded with because they're part of the ANC, and they're accused of all these things, which they will tell you, yes, people are stealing, people are looting. I'm not. So then you go out there and you're like, bro, these are my parents, they're not involved. You're like, but they're ANC. Of course they're involved. And you're like, look, if that's how you feel, it's fine. Because look, the truth is, these guys are corrupt. Look, teachers are doing this. Nurses are doing this. Traffic cops are taking bribes. I understand. Maybe my dad takes bribes. I've never seen it. He's never told me. I've asked him. He's told me that traffic cops do take bribes. He's told me when I ask him, he doesn't take bribes. So that's all I can tell. I can't tell you anything more than that. And probably the reason is not, my dad's not telling me, it's because he's also trying to protect me. I don't know. This is where now the different shades of gray come into life, and it's not black and white. And when people demand, when I sit down with a guest, but Pen, you went easy on this guy, you should have asked. I'm like, bro, I'm human as well. These are human beings as well. I'm building relationships. I'm trying to get these people to come visit again. Trying to get them to bring their people to visit again. Or to get their people to visit. And there's a certain tact that needs to be used. And as my voice gets louder, there's a certain way I'm going to move. When I start moving like that, of course, I'm hoping that younger, more radical, more passionate, unknown people are going to come in and still bring that fire. And maybe people like myself, because this happens, by the way, this is very important. There are billionaires in this country. There are senior politicians in this country. Did we just lose power? Oh, no, I think there was load shedding and now it's the power's back. Senior politicians, billionaires, maybe really successful people in the entertainment industry. There are big players in this country who intentionally fund young, uncompromised people to tell their truth. No strings attached. Because they're like, this boy, this girl is honest. They are exposing garbage. I can't do it because of my relationships. And they'll fund you backdoor. They'll ask someone close to you to host an event and they'll pay for the event. And you'll find out later, weirdly, that, you know, there was someone who actually wanted you to come and speak here. And you're like, but why didn't you say? It's like, bro, this person didn't want to set any terms and conditions. They were like, just be yourself. Because the things that you are saying are very important for our country. I can't say it because I'm a black billionaire and I've got white friends that I do business with. I can't say that. I need you to say even our black billionaires are not fully honest because they are captured and they have white friends and they consider their friend. You're like, thank you for saying it. And I'm hoping that my white friends will hear this because they need to hear it because I can't say it. There are men and women who do the same. There are women who will support a guy because they're like, because I'm a woman, I can't say it. Because people be like, oh, she's emotional. Very woman. That gender. So we are so happy to support this guy, even if it's behind the scenes, to be like, bro, thank you so much for speaking on behalf of us. So I've been in Durban and I was walking by the Durban station. And it's filthy, man. Like, it's heartbreaking how dirty it is. And I'm a para. So for people that don't know where the term para comes from, it's short for parasite. Para. Para, a lot of uncouth, dirty, smelly, criminal looking. Lot of gents, you know, that look unsavory. And I'm me. I'm generally fearless, I'd like to think. I think I can defend myself decently well. And I have to have my guard up when I'm walking in spaces like this. Same thing will happen traveling late at night in parts of Hillbrow. Maybe smallanyana parts of Yeovil. The Joburg CBD, Masufia go Faraday. And depending on what time of the morning, night, go plain, pre, those sides, it gets quite filthy, especially on a Friday month end. I have to be tense. I have to clench my jaws and I was walking there and my first thought as I was walking, because it was mostly guys, very dirty. I was like, I wouldn't want to see a woman walking here by herself. And I was like, if a woman wants to walk here, I hope that she's in a group. And right as I said it, I saw across the road, there were a group of like 5 women that were walking together. And I was like, whew, this is really great. I'm glad that they're walking in a group. And I found myself thinking of 2 things. The first one is one of the lines that we've probably heard somewhere along the line of men are scared of going to jail for the same reason that women are just scared of walking in the streets alone. Why are men scared of going to jail? They're scared of being raped. Why are women scared of walking in the streets alone? Because they're scared of being raped. A guy doesn't have that fear walking in the streets, that someone might drag me to the nearby bushes, rip my clothes off and rape me. Men don't have that fear. Women have that fear. Men have that fear when they're gonna go to jail. They're like, fuck, I might get raped. So I found myself thinking of my male privilege, even though I was slightly tense walking there. And I was like, women are actually in jail. There are places women cannot walk. There are places women cannot walk just because they are women. Doesn't matter the time of day. There are certain times in the day that women cannot be out, even if they'd love to be, because they are women. which means in some way they are restricted from living a full life. They are restricted from living a full life. So, same thing happens with black and white people. And white people don't know this. But there are certain places that black people cannot be, which restricts their freedom. There are certain places, at times, I remember back in the day, parts of Hatfield, University of Pretoria, when the University of Pretoria used to be lank racist. There were literally clubs in Hatfield where black people told other black people, don't ever find yourself there. Why not? Because white people will find a way to bump you, shove you, and blame you for an altercation, and you'll get beat down. Almost seems like Stellenbosch might still have those type of vibes somewhere. And you're like, just because I'm black, I cannot go in there, so my freedom is restricted. So there are places that women cannot be, even by themselves. As a woman, you're stressed, you've had a long day, you're like, you know what, I just want to get some air. I just want to walk. I just want to take a long walk. It's like, you can't walk then, you can't walk there by yourself. And there are women that would appreciate hearing a man say this. Because if a woman says it, men will be like, you guys have started, vele, women, suga. You guys have women empowerment and feminism, what, and you're like, bro, I need you to understand that, like, I didn't choose to have a vagina and breasts. I didn't choose for when men see me, their dicks get hard and they want to fuck me. For the fact that my parents, for some weird reason, I have a big bum. I have big breasts. I'm light-skinned. I have thick lips. I'm sorry that I'm pretty. I'm sorry that when you see me, you just want to fuck me. You want to squirt on my face. I'm sorry. I didn't ask for it. And maybe you're a decent guy and you want to be like, yo, I'm so sorry. But do you know how many other guys out there look at me and lust after me? And some of them start coming closer to me, and my anxiety, because I'm like, I don't know if this guy's coming to Mac. I don't know if he's coming to ask for my number, and if I say no, what he's going to do to me. I don't know if this guy coming up to me is actually coming to rape me. And you'll never understand. You can try empathize and sympathize. You will never understand because you're not a woman. You're not a woman. So I was saying there are actually people in society that are willing to fund free thinkers, critical thinkers, free voices, independent voices. And as my reach and influence grows, if it does at all, I think I'm going to have to constantly find people like that, that I can hopefully fund, give platforms to. I'll be the Grootman who sits back and says, ha, ngempela, you. And you're like, Pen, come on, bro. And I'm like, yeah, guys, I couldn't say it. I'm compromised. I'm compromised. I think Trevor Noah's compromised. I think he was compromised a while back, and it's quite sad. Could have been the thing that led to depression, and he just hasn't spoken about it. That, you know, I used to be able to crack jokes about anyone and everyone. It was funny, and I could be myself, and I became so big, and I made so much money, and I now have so many investments and so many stakeholders, and I'm friends with Bill Gates. And I'm friends with all these really, really big people, some of who are compromised. I can't be honest anymore. I can't tell you how I really feel about Cyril Ramaphosa. I can't tell you how I really feel about Joe Biden. Because I'm a big deal now, globally. But now the conflict in your head, as a Trevor Noah, must be fucked. You're fucked. You're not Kanye West. And even if you were Kanye West, look at Kanye West. Kanye constantly has to fight to tell his truth at a cost. For many people, the cost is his mental health, because even he claims that he's mentally unwell and he takes medication. He claims it. I don't believe it. I think he uses it as like an invisible cloak, so that after he says his truth, he goes back and he puts on an invisible cloak. Guys, I'm mentally unwell. I haven't taken my pills. I'm so sorry. And then you kind of let it go. And then the rest of us are like, fuck you, Kanye. We know you were telling the truth. Fucker. But look at the cost of Kanye's truth. Kanye West says something about the Jewish community is very different from me saying something about the Jewish community. It's very different from someone with 5,000 followers on social media saying something. It's very different from someone with 50 followers saying something. It's Kanye West. Has huge repercussions. Huge. Saying something that so many other people think. Including the thing about like slavery was a choice. Not the first person to say that. Let me give you an example. In South Africa, we've got the apartheid thing. And we've been having a lot of conversations about two things that we should not even be speaking about. Was apartheid potentially better? And does South Africa maybe need a dictator? These are things we should not be talking about at fucking all. But here we are, because the ANC government is literally pushing us over the edge. Cyril Ramaphosa, Jacob Zuma, who's also a big person. Who's big in this country? Maybe let me use them as examples. If Cyril Ramaphosa went on a platform and is like, look, to be honest, I think things were better during apartheid. Fucking shitstorm. Because of who he is, his profile, his reach, etc. It would go global. So Kanye West is that. He's an international superstar. He's a free thinker. He's whatever. But there's a cost. As you get bigger, there's a cost. If you're in your family and you are a 10-year-old kid and you're like, my mom is fat. Everyone's like, hey, whoa, ay. If you are your mother's firstborn daughter, she's loved you, she's invested in you, she was there at all your prize givings, she was there at your graduation, she's been your rock your whole life, and you're on a platform now, successful, and you're saying on that platform, you know, the one thing that bugs me about my mom is she's overweight, she's fat, I wish she could lose weight. That'll break her. That'll break her, and it will make your whole family look at you and be like, how could you? How could you? Because of who you are and where you are in life. But I started this thing by speaking about like your why. And I don't want to lose my mind. I'm not talking about going crazy. I don't want to sell out the core parts of who I am. Ever. And that's why even now, even as I probably slowly start to sell out, and by sell out I mean to myself, not to like black people or whatever, as I slowly start not saying the things that I really want to say, I don't want to lose the core things, and I do keep trying to say certain things that kind of keep me or remind me of who I am and who I used to be. So things like swearing are important for me. You may not get it, and it's okay. But even when I don't want to, I kind of have to swear so that I kind of keep that license. That, it's pain, man. Come on, you know he can swear. Like Kanye West is a rapper. So he can almost always dip into that. Man, fuck these bitches, motherfucker. You're like, Kanye is a hip-hop guy. Jay-Z the same. But now if you've never sworn and if you always kept this clean, and now all of a sudden, you know, Trevor Noah's like, oh, those motherfuckers in America, hey, fuck those bitches, man. What the fuck? And you're like, Trevor, Baba. Penal says the same thing now. You're like, hey, Gonja, this guy loves swearing. Hey. Dave Chappelle does that, I think, as well. I think even when he doesn't want to, he says inappropriate things. He makes disgusting, vulgar, sexual jokes. I think even when he doesn't want to kind of retain his license, that I still want to be able to say some of the things I'd like to say, and I'd like you guys to be able to protect me, because you're like, come on, Fitz, it's Dave Chappelle. Because everyone knows Dave Chappelle is really smart. Everyone knows Kanye West is really smart. But it's almost like, have to act like a nigger. So they're like, he's doing his Kaffir thing again. Not really sure. But it gives you that edge, and it gives you that license at any given time to kind of say things that other people can't say. And earning a license to say things people can't say it's another form of freedom. It's another form of freedom. Kanye West has to fight at a cost. Another person that fights for his freedom of expression at a huge cost is Elon Musk. I do think at times he pushes propaganda. I do believe that Elon Musk is a capitalist, and I think he's very much about making money. A person who makes sure, and he does this through beef, 50 Cent. 50 Cent is another smart guy, and he always tries to speak truth. And how he's managed to keep his licenses by beefing with everyone. Like, he'll laugh. Like, Cat Williams was trashing comedians, and 50 will laugh and be like, fuck, he was right, and what. Someone will trash Tyler Perry, and 50 will go in, and someone will trash Jay-Z. He may not even want to do that. He may be like, bro, I need to make money. It's like, I kind of need to do this because I need to retain my license. I kind of need to renew my license to truth. If I completely lose myself, I may not ever be able to go back to truth. And the day I want to tell the truth, everyone's going to be shocked. How, Baba, you now are telling us about this and that. Where have you been all these years? Tito Mboweni was the Minister of Finance. I think he was the Minister of something else before Finance. And then he left Parliament. And then I think Cyril brought him back, I think. In the time that he left, very vocal on Twitter about we need a state bank, we need to revisit nationalization, all these, what's the right word? Radical. All these radical things that the ANC used to stand for. He was there in government. He never raised these things. He left hard. Then he came back. Okay, Pratito, fuck all. Fuck all. All those utterings gone. And then when he left, what does he do? He gaslights us by being an influencer for Pilchards or Lucky Star, Tin Fish. He's murdering. It's so tragic to see chickens. It's a form of... It's fucking horrible what that guy does to food, man. Jesus. Because maybe he's also not mentally okay. Maybe we're not speaking about it. That like... He couldn't be himself, and he couldn't be true, and he couldn't get into government and join the ANC where it's collective responsibility and be like, no, but fuck this shit. Julius tried to hold on to his truth at the ANC Youth League, and what happened to him? He got kicked out. Had to go and start the EFF, which he kind of runs like a dictator. Probably partly because of the trauma. Because he's like, my truth was throttled, and if I'm going to create a political party, I do not want my truth to be throttled. Fuck you guys, I'm going to say what I want. And if I want to DJ, I'll fucking DJ. And if I want to talk shit, I'll talk shit. What the fuck? And mangfunuk jive, I'm so jive. Because I was being suppressed at the ANC, being told about collective responsibility, and we need to consider the parameters, and fuck that. And it upsets people, and it probably upsets racist white people in South Africa, because it's like, who gives this black guy the right to say whatever he wants? Him. He gives himself the fucking right to say whatever he wants, whether you like it or not. And it makes people uncomfortable. But he's a serious political what. He needs to be responsible with his words. Why? He must behave according to you, according to your agenda, your bias. Like Cyril, your favorite, who behaves, who apologizes. And when Cyril can't say what he really feels, he sends other people, Naledi Pando, to be butchered by the media, while Cyril is protected there in the back. He didn't say anything, but Naledi Pando did. He didn't say anything about the borders and foreigners, but Aaron Mutsoaledi did. Constantly sending Fikile Mbalula, the same political party is the president of. Fikile Mbalula will say these things. Oh, Cyril, ooh, clean. I actually thought, like, when I start this video, I'm going to engage with you guys and I'm going to read your comments and interact, because that's also kind of what, like, I miss doing. Engaging with you guys, reading your comments, giving shout outs to people. This for me arguably is almost better than podcasting, because so the podcasting is you guys being flies on the wall with the conversation that I'm having with someone else. This is you guys listening to me, unfiltered, uncensored, no fancy cameras and lighting. But the added bonus is, like, I get to engage with you. while you're sitting at home, dropping me a comment, telling me shit, or giving me a shout out, I'm acknowledging you, or I'm acknowledging someone here, and you're like, fuck, this is so dope. This is so dope. Let me say this because this is important. Take care of your mind. I hope if ever I feel some type of way mentally with the work that I'm doing, with the conversations I'm having, with the people I'm meeting, I hope if I ever start feeling like that, I will pull out. I'll pull a Dave Chappelle and I'll disappear. I'll go visit my family in Howick, in Popomeni, or Ikvugeni. Or I'll go visit mates somewhere and do fuck all. And go herd cattle. Or I'll go back to Newcastle and I'll visit some obscure mate or family that I know there and disappear. And people will see me at Portos buying chips. How Benzo Ntwana? Hey, Ntwana, no, ish. No, and then tell them some pop story that doesn't make sense and then disappear. Or send people to go and buy chips and just chill. And watch podcasts, make some artworks, revisit my childhood, go back to Penwell, that was at Chelmsford, at Busy Bee, at Newcastle Senior Primary, at Newcastle High, when I had big dreams, bus down, I fucking hate busing down, bus down to Grahamstown, walk around roads, be like, hey, I used to eat here at Cullen Bowls, at the Kimberley Hall, I used to stay here at Cullen Bowls, walk around the town and be like, yes, sis, I'm a Xhosa Sekhini, I'm still fucking poor. Prestigious university, Rhodes University, where leaders learn. In the middle of a small town where there's rampant poverty that's never changed. But leaders have come in and out. Like, oh, hey, things are still the same. Yo, my bicep is twitching. Oh, don't know what that means. I want to speak about my struggles with relationships, romantic relationships. I wish I could mention people's names, but again, out of respect. I've generally failed at relationships. Ish, am I starting this conversation now? Where? I'll tell you why I believe I've failed at relationships. I believe I've failed not because of having multiple partners, not because of cheating, not because of having kids with different moms. Those things are not failures. What's a failure is I feel bad. I feel bad that I have hurt women that I care about a lot. And it has hurt me a lot. If I didn't care, if I was just a fucking boss, soa la mañana, Casanova, and I felt nothing, I wouldn't feel like a failure. But like, who the fuck cares, bro? I'm hot shit. Have you seen my eyebrows, nigga? Have you seen my eyebrows, nigga? But I genuinely care about women, and I've dated some of the most amazing women in my life. I actually feel spoiled. When I think of all the women I've dated, I'm like, these women could have been the greatest wife to like any man out there. And I got to date them. And they loved me. They were in love with me. And they gave me like the best versions of themselves. And they truly believed I was the one. And they took me home. And I became the first and arguably only guy they ever took home. I don't take that lightly. I take it very personally. But then I hurt them because I could not control myself. I could not control my desire to be with other amazing women. Because I'm greedy. Because I'm not really sure if the template we've been sold in life is correct. That once I find a great woman, I must completely shut out any possibility of creating something special with another woman. And I'm like, I'm not sure if that's right, man. So this woman will never get to see parts of me, experience parts of me, purely because someone told us that when you get to 25 and you've met this girl, every other potential amazing fucking woman in the world must never ever gain access to you ever again. And I'm like, I don't know. Because my lack of discipline and control is not based on sex. Luckily, I'm very lucky. I'm not addicted to sex. I don't struggle with sexual ill discipline. I don't go out and then see some hot girl and then I get horny and I want to go fuck her. I don't have that. I'm very sexually disciplined. But I love people. It's easy with friends. It's easy with associates. Maybe let's go through people that you guys know from the panel show. I've met Rob Hersoff and some of his friends. I've met Gayton McKenzie and some of his people. I've met Untate Herman Mashaba. I've met Unhlanhla Lux. I've met Rutendo Matinyarare. I've met Joshua Maponga. I've met DJ Sbu and his people. I've met Nota. I've met, she was my agent, Miranda Nchangase, Ursula Mariani, Usismandisa Mashego. Who else? David Ansara. Waras. I've met Mac G and Saul, Nkulego Nkeu, Dr. Sizwe Mpofu Walsh. This is now outside of all the amazing friends I had at varsity, all the amazing friends I have that play touch rugby with me, that I used to sing choir with, my family members who are so dope. I can have all of those people and I can enjoy them with limitations because of time and resources and energy. But now when it comes to women, I must only preserve this. There's this secret part of who I am as a partner that like only my partners get to see. And it's the reason why they love me so much, the reason why they fall in love with me. There are people that are confused on social media as to like, why would a woman give this guy children? Like, what kind of fucking crazy woman is that? They're not crazy. I'm a fucking amazing partner. I don't give money. So no, I'm not amazing. I don't give money. Not a blesser. I don't do soft life. I genuinely love to a point where it feels like this guy could be my father, my brother. This guy could be my best friend. I want to tell him my fears. I want to tell him my ambitions. I want to tell him my secrets. I want to tell him my traumas. I want to gossip with him. And I trust him because he will not share this with anyone else. It'll be our thing. And we will have moments that no one will ever know about that are ours. That will always be ours. Where I'll be like, I remember me and Pen one night laying in bed or chilling on a couch or taking a drive. And I remember the conversation we had, or the music we listened to, or the way he touched me. And that's what people live for, I think, those moments. And it's like, I must preserve that for only one woman. And if I meet another woman who is out of this world, beautiful, smart, comes from an amazing family, has got crazy ambitions, and for some reason our energy clicks, I must say, no, sissy, I am taken. You cannot have me. So that's what I've struggled with. That's the lack of discipline I've had, because I have cheated, and what cheating is you commit to a partner, whether verbally, whether openly, or just in your behavior. You're like, this is kind of an exclusive thing. So when you go and you meet someone else, you're violating something. Because if you weren't violating, you tell your person, hey, look, I met this chick today. Oh, she's so awesome. But you don't. Which means you're doing something wrong. Back when I was still an idiot in varsity, I did do that. I dated an amazing woman during my varsity years. And I remember I dated 3 ladies. I dated 5 ladies, sorry. I dated 2 ladies before her. And then I dated 2 ladies while I was with her. And I remember while I was with her, because I loved her so much, and because I was still an idiot, I told her at different times, yo, I met this girl, she's so pretty and what, and she was fucking me up psychologically. She was like, go date them, you're young. You don't want to regret this, go date them. And I was like, but what about you? And she's like, I already know that I found you. I don't need to explore anything, and I'm fine. And I was like, well, this girl's fucking with my head. And stupid me, I went to and date those ladies at different times. Relationships didn't work out. I went back to this lady. Later on, I realized that, there's certain things you can and certain things you cannot say to a partner. Same thing to your family. Once you get older and wiser, you realize there's a place for lies. There's a place for omission. There's a place for trying to hide parts of yourself that are not really kosher for people that you care about. Not because you're ashamed, but because you're like, it'll hurt them. I think it's the reason certain men hide their bisexual side. Because they're like, look, I sleep with other men. I enjoy it. It's whatever. But I can never tell people. Because they will not understand. They will get upset. And I've spoken to certain men in those predicaments. And it's like, I understand. It's sad because it's like, bro, just live your life. But it's like that thing I was saying about Kanye West and Elon Musk, and it comes at a cost. And it's like, my mom is like staunch religious. My family is very cultural. They would never understand this. And I don't know how to explain it to anyone. It's my thing. It's my little dirty secret that I'll take to my grave. And you're like, oh. Sadly, some people feel like that about children. They hide their kids. They're never there for their kids until they die. And you're like, yo, really? Really? Like, oh, okay. Guess I have to understand, but yo. So there are things I wish I could discuss about my relationships that I think a lot of people could learn from. And maybe you guys could also, because I've spoken to a lot of people in my close circles about some of these things, and they've given me advice. Most people, unfortunately, very stupidly give me like the same lame advice. No, it's your choice. You can just choose to stop. It doesn't work like that. If things were so linear and so binary, like poor black people would just choose to stop being poor and just do the right thing and become rich. And racist people could just decide to stop being racist. And you would stop being a sexist. And you would stop being xenophobic. And you would just stop being homophobic. And you would stop being prejudiced against other people of other religions. These things are not easy at all. And this is not to not take accountability. You take accountability. I'm wrong. I've hurt women. I've tried to do the right thing. I've had my own struggles. I'm owning up to them. But just because I'm aware of it, just because I can see the pain, I don't just snap my fingers and stop. And I've been to the counselings and the therapies but again, part of the problem I have is my brain is not fully settled on, but is this template and blueprint that we've been given correct? I've got 7 children now from 5 mothers. 7 children, 5 mothers. I am not a red flag. I am the manufacturer of the cloth of red flags is what I am. Now, I can tell you the stories of how my kids came about, my relationship with their mothers, my relationship with my kids, etc., etc. But then we look at now, and I'm like, I have 7 beautiful, intelligent, happy, healthy children. Do I regret having them? No. But they came at a cost at times of hurting people, including myself. The pain I've had to feel with these things happening. And it's like, but given a chance, I still have these kids. So is what I did wrong? Could I have done it better? Sure. Hey. Oh, wait. Could I have done it better? Could I have done it better? Hey, I'm actually not sure. I'm actually not sure. I could have found, I didn't even know at the time that this was going to happen. But let's say I were to go back and I now know I want to have a lot of kids, maybe with different women. I could go and find women who are conducive, who are going to be like, oh, you want to have lots of kids, different women? I'm down. And then other girls would be like, ew, disgusting, fuck you, go fuck yourself and have a nice life. I probably wouldn't have the caliber of children that I want. Again, I'm going to give you an analogy that's going to make sense to you. Most of us lie when we meet someone we like. And if we're not lying, we're omitting. We do the same thing when we go to a job interview. Hey, what's up? I'd like to work at this job. There's probably going to be days that I lie about being sick because I want to go and have a good time because I'm drunk. Hey, I like you. Look, I have cheated in the past, so there's a chance I'm going to cheat on you as well because, I still like bombs. We don't do that because we're trying to be like, please get to know me and the best version of me before you see the more dirtier versions and hopefully choose to stay. And you also sometimes don't plan to like cheat or bunk work. It's things that just come in life. So you're going to meet these women who are like, I think this woman will give me amazing kids. And if you guys have a conversation, by the way, I've never lied to the mothers of my kids. I've never lied about, we will get married, our family. I've never been that guy. So if any of them ever tell you that, they fucking lying. Anyways, I'm just trying to tell a story. When I meet a woman, if I'm like, this woman's going to be an amazing mother to my children, she'll give me great kids. It's not for me to be like, look, before we have kids, I might have kids with other people. She'd be like, what the fuck are you smoking? No, look, just heads up. She'd be like, okay, I don't know what you're talking about, but let's not even do this. Now you miss out on missing an amazing person. Now this lady is going to miss out on having fucking amazing Penwell kids because you scared her off. And who knows, maybe I would have only had kids with her because you never know. But the kids are here now and they're fucking dope. And I guess I'm privileged now that if I meet other women now and they want to have kids with me now, like my life is already out there. Any woman who comes now wanting to have a child with me and she's like, no, but this is going to be your last child. And you're like, sissy, you're either stupid or have some mental dysfunction. You can see this guy's track record. This guy is not the king of red flags. He's the guy that manufactures the cloth that makes the red flags. And you decided to go and have a child with him. And what did you think was going to happen? Aisuga, now you must take us serious. Anyways, tired of speaking and I think I'm starting to lose my voice. Luckily, I'm not recording tomorrow, but I am speaking on Wednesday. So the other sucky thing about what's happening is for some reason, like my voice chucks now. Not chucks, but my voice feels strained. And I think I've always talked a lot. And why specifically now? But Tarati, I'm hard at work. Trying to silence your boy. Boy. You may not believe me. Because I know it's social media and it doesn't mean much. I understand. But I actually genuinely care about you guys. I care about you guys that care about me. The people that don't care about me, you can go fuck yourself. You can go fuck yourself. But thanks for visiting, though. We appreciate it. But I genuinely care about you guys. And I think most human beings don't know what it feels like to have someone genuinely care about them. And have someone genuinely want them to win. I'm not going to celebrate your win. It's your win. It's got fuck all to do with me. But I genuinely want you to win. Because if I didn't, I wouldn't share some of the things that I do. I wouldn't be honest about my own struggles and things. I wouldn't bring on people to have conversations that I think are building. I could have those conversations with them by myself. I can tell you now, there are really successful people that have like really dope conversations in private. And they keep them to themselves. And they're allowed. There are people that have conversations with people that are knowledgeable. Specifically around business and making money. And they keep that to themselves. And they're allowed to. I genuinely want you guys to learn. Which is also why I get upset when people call me names and accuse me of things that I'm not. You're like, what the fuck? Like, I'm literally trying to give you game. And you're going to focus on, oh, Kwanja, you've got 50 baby mamas. Oh, Afri Forum. I'm like, really? Of all the things that I'm doing, that's the one thing that you want to take out with your peanut brain? Fuck, man. Then you deserve whatever fucking miserable life you have. But I genuinely care about you guys, and it is humbling, it is heartwarming for me to meet you guys and to see that you guys genuinely care about me as well. It may not be fully genuine. You guys obviously have your priorities, your family, your kids, your whatever, but I can feel the love. I really can. And I hope for as long as possible, we can keep this going. This online love that we share. Shout out to all the guys that come up to me, specifically the men. I understand why it's men that come up to me. They're like, oh, Pen, I'm such a big fan. I understand why women don't come up to me as much. It's because, look, you're not raised that way. To go like be a groupie for a guy and, oh my gosh, Black Pen, can we take a pic? It looks shady. And you probably have a boyfriend or a husband. A lot of women that come up to me actually come with that line. Yo, my boyfriend loves your stuff. Yo, my husband loves your stuff. Can we take a picture that I can send to him? And I'm like, yeah, there might not be a boyfriend, husband, yeah, but I'll phone jump isa. But even if there is, like, obviously, you're not trying to be, groupie-ish, because you don't want to come across as that type of person. I understand. But for guys that come up to me, because, men have got their pride, men have got their thing, men don't necessarily want to, like, suck another man's dick. So for the fact that you, like, come up to me and you, like, suck my dick, and you're like, bro, you fucking changed my life. I appreciate your content. I've learned so much. It is humbling for me because this is probably what I've always wanted. My mom was a school teacher, became a principal. My dad was a soccer coach. I think teaching and coaching is just something that we do at home. I think it's what my brother has as well. And he actually went to go and teach at schools. And then he went to coach rugby. I coached rugby for like 2 years, I think. We genuinely love empowerment and education and sharing what we know. Because we always think, like, imagine if we'd met people like us that had this knowledge and that shared it with us at that time. Imagine where we'd be now. Your dad might not be the most knowledgeable. Your brother might not be the most knowledgeable or the most connected. And we understand they're limited. But we have an opportunity to share our knowledge. We have an opportunity to share our networks. I meet someone somewhere in my own way, business or whatever, and I'm like, bro, you're really dope, and I'd like us to have a conversation for people, because I think people can learn so much from you. Whether they are good at speaking, whether they are comfortable, doesn't matter. It is me saying, guys, I met this person privately, and I'd like to share what they taught me with you guys. That's me sharing my network. You may not meet them, but at least you've learned something from them without meeting them. I think that's powerful. And I appreciate everyone who does that as well. So, yeah. Been talking for too long. I really want to read your comments, but your time. 11:15. Oh, by the way, I'm live on, what's this, Facebook, and I'm live on TikTok. My TikTok's got 29,000 likes. It's pretty dope. You guys can actually like keep tapping on the screen. We'll take it to like 30,000 before I shut down. And on TikTok, I've currently got 334 online viewers currently. I think at some point there were like 400 and something. And then on Facebook, I've got 117 people now. And I think at some point I saw like 160 at some point. It's not a lot of people, but it's a fuckload of people out there chilling, listening. I hope you guys like had a decent meal. I hope you guys like are not abandoning your kids and are not fucking listening to me instead of helping them with homework. But anyways, it's late. Your kids should be sleeping. I hope you guys don't forget to send messages to your loved ones, your mom, your dad, your grandma, your grandpa, whoever raised you, whoever's close to you, and just be like, I was watching this guy Pen and he reminded me, which I must just tell you, I appreciate you. You don't have to do weird, awkward things like I love you. Hey, they're gonna think you're dying. Hey, baba. No. Just be like, hey, you know, I saw something, you know, and kumbula, I hope ni sharp. Love you guys, appreciate you guys, hope you guys are good. That's all. Just that gratitude. You know, maybe give you a chance to think about exes, not to rekindle Hey Stranger, but just to revisit and be like, you know, some people have actually been amazing in my life. So, yeah, man. I'm going to get I said I wasn't going to get another phone, but some people were telling me about some of the software I can use to go live on multiple platforms at once. I'll try that out as well. But it would be nice to also have like 4 phones. Feel like a stock trader with their many screens. Hey, Facebook. Hey, Instagram. Hey, TikTok. Hey, YouTube. What's crack-a-lacking? Yeah. Jeez, you guys on TikTok are crazy. We're on 37,000. Can you guys take it to 50,000? I know this is weird, and this feels like those weird lives where you're like, hey, please send a what. And you're like, ugh, making us feel like clowns. Please tap on your screen. I just want us to get to 50,000 likes. It's crazy. It's fucking crazy. I'm not sure how to grow or how to boost the views on Facebook, but I'll try and figure it out. Maybe you guys have to like share the live or comment. I'm not sure what gets people going, but I'm going to learn. And the reason we do it, I just need you guys to understand, because I know people are always like, oh, it's because you're chasing clout, so you want a lot of views, or sure. But what happens if people like myself, if my audience grows and if certain people come on here, there's a lot of juice in the comments, by the way. So you might find certain people that you've been trying to find, certain connections. You guys can maybe learn how to market your businesses here. You might bring someone onto my live that I end up meeting, and then after I meet them, I sit on a platform with them, and maybe we create something in the background that you guys don't even know came from us. A certain app, a certain business, a certain opportunity, you know, which I think would be so dope. So that's what having reach is for people that are trying to build. 50,951,000 likes on TikTok. Absolutely ridiculous. Ridiculous. Someone is saying we must go for 100,000. You guys are crazy. I don't even know what these likes do. I think I've heard that they alert people that someone is on a live and they must come through and check the chat. I'm not even going to try and read your comments because I know it's going to be favoritism, because there's people that have been commenting from the get. And I think just for future, if you guys are in the comments, please check what other people are commenting and please respond to them. Especially if maybe they're asking me things that you may know the answers to. I think that would be really cool. But I'm going to try and do some of these lives, number 1, more regularly. And number 2, just to engage with you guys. I normally do them obviously when I want to get something off my chest. But I think at some point I must just engage you guys, man. To just find out what's up, what's happening, and. So, but I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I don't have anything else more to say. I don't. I'm lonely in Durban. Send me a DM if you're a pretty lady. Oh, ngiyadlala. That's. But no, I'm chilling by myself in Durban. I'm enjoying the solitude. Sometimes my life gets a bit noisy. Today I was at an event with maybe 500 attendees discussing spaza shops. I might do a review video that might be valuable for you guys, because we spoke about spaza shops, but just also about businesses in general, specifically small businesses, specifically black-owned small businesses, some of the things we're missing and some of the opportunities that are out there, because we had people from government that came through and spoke about certain opportunities that are out there. That was a lot. And then every time when I'm in the streets, which I do appreciate, people come up, your pen, and then they want to chat, and so it gets a bit much. So sometimes you appreciate the silence. Just being in a room by yourself, just chilling with your thoughts, checking your social media, catching up with your family, friends, organizing things. Yeah. But just know that you're appreciated. Don't ever feel like you're alone. And if you ever feel alone, corner live, people on social media will come through and they'll try and help you. Just don't use trigger words that end up like sending you like lifeline support numbers. It's not a good look. And do try and speak to people close to you. It's very important. I hope more people can invite me to the events to come and speak. But it's not even about the speaking for me. It's about connecting with you guys, because it becomes a nice excuse. Like, I'm coming to speak, but I'm actually just coming to meet you guys and chill and chat. You guys can ask me questions. Met amazing entrepreneurs today. Met people that run schools that teach skills. Yeah, man. My life is a blessing. And I wish I could share it with all of you guys. And I'm trying. It's not easy, but I'm trying. And if I end up making a lot of money one day, I'm going to try and make sure that it gets funneled to as many of you guys as possible, so that we can win as a collective. That's why whenever I meet people and I like them, I try to like promote whatever it is they're doing. Whether they pay me for the marketing or not, it's just like, it doesn't make sense for you to come through my life. I like you, we get along, and I don't try and add value to your life. Like, people don't understand why I'm promoting Tutuzane Zoom and AGC. Like, bro, really? And I'm like, bro, Tutuzane, if ever he leaves my life, will be like, I remember Penn. When I was setting up a political party, he'd speak about it, he put me on his platforms. Mpotakada, the same. Talipani Banks, the same. So many other people as well. I promote a lot of people's businesses on my Instagram and Facebook stories at a fee, because I've learned I can do it for free, but the fee allows me to do so much more, as I said, and it becomes value exchange. I don't get annoyed when you keep asking me questions, because I'm like, you actually paid for the service. I try to mention people's businesses and initiatives online when I can. I try to big up different entrepreneurs of different races, different genders, different nationalities. There are so many good people out there, and we need to tell the good stories. And let the people that are fighting each other, the racists and the xenophobes and the homophobes and the sexists, let them all fight with each other. It's okay. And we'll just keep building, you know. While there were world wars, while there was apartheid, while there was slavery, while there were wars, tribal wars, there were people that were building. And it's thanks to them that we have things like electricity, the cell phone, all these cool things. Because while there was noise, because there'll always be noise, there were people that were building, and we must become those people. And we must have a good time. We must have a good time. I love my kids, man. I want to spend more time with my children. I don't get enough time with my kids. One of the big fuck-ups that I made, but like, you can't win. You can't win. One of the big fuck-ups that I made when it came to my kids, Jesus, is that I had them with good women. It's ironic. I had kids with good women, and it fucked me over. Because when you have kids with a good mother, that means she's going to do her best. And that means those kids are going to have a great support system. And that means generally those kids are going to live with their mom. That's what happens. If the moms were fuck-ups and drug addicts and useless, the kids would either be dumped with grandparents, or I'd get to raise them. It's as simple as that. But if you have kids with like a good woman, she's gonna be there fucking smothering those kids with love and doing the right things, and then you'll have to fucking beg for time with them, even though you're a fucking amazing father yourself. And my kids are blessed to have me as a father, because I'm probably one of the dopest human beings I know, and I'm probably one of the most understanding human beings I know. If my kids ever come out as gay, if my kids ever become criminals, if my kids ever do drugs, if my kids want to follow any career, like, I can speak to them with an open mind, and I can guide them honestly and objectively, and explain consequences and tell them my views. Like, for example, let's speak about the gay thing. People have asked, so when are you comfortable with homosexuality? And I'm like, yeah, you know, people must live their lives. I used to be homophobic. I hadn't spent a lot of time with gay people. I got to understand their stories, their lives. Some of them, I think, my opinion, some of them I think were born with a bias towards the same gender. Some of them I think were influenced over time. Again, this is my personal opinion. Some I think, but they like things. So they end up now doing weird things, and it becomes their life. You know, I tell people that, look, if any of my kids come out and they're like, look, I'm gay, I'll be like, it's your life. I'm not gay. If you're a boy and you want to get smashed in the bums and suck a penis, it's your life, boy. That's got fuck all to do with me. But then I would try and explain to them that, look, this is how society kind of works. So you're going to need to develop a thick skin. And you're almost going to have to accept the prejudice and the derogatory terms. Morphe, stabani. And you must own it so that people can't use it to, like, inflame you. And you must read the room in certain spaces because certain homophobic people will want to hurt you. So find ways to protect yourself and those kind of cool things. And then from me as your father, you're gay. It's your life. Fuck you, whatever. I'm not gay and that's why you exist. I had sex with your mom and now you exist. My ask from you, you gay little bastard. Please can you have kids? Please can you go be a sperm donor? Please can you go and find a lesbian girl? You guys have an agreement, but please can I have grandkids from you? Just pay it forward. I will raise the kids if you want. I don't mind, but just pay it forward. It's my ask. If you don't want to, it's fine. Go fuck yourself. Because you might also find that even your heterosexual kids might be like, oh, the world is such a dark place. Who would want to bring a child in here? I've decided, Dad, I'm not going to have kids. I'm going to adopt. Fucking ungrateful. It's fine. It's your prerogative. But I'll be like, from my side, the one thing I'm disappointed in is that you didn't give me grandkids. But whatever the fuck you do with your private parts and your mouth, it's your life. Who the fuck cares? I'm living my life. I've been judged a lot, including by family. And I'm at peace with my life and my decisions. So now, do your thing. But I'm just asking for grandkids. Pay it forward. There were people that had sex for us to exist. The least you can do is pay it forward and have some poor sods also be like, why the fuck are we in this shit life? Oh, it's because my grandfather had sex with my grandmother. And you're like, just give them a chance to live. So, and I love the idea of having kids. I love the idea of giving women children. Some of the mothers of my kids in the past have thanked me a lot, you know, in their soft, moist moments. They've come back to be like, thank you so much for giving me these babies. Thank you so much for giving me this baby. Like, they are my reason for existence. They're my life. They're so amazing. They're so smart. And I'm like, that's your boy Pencil, boy, doing the best for humanity. But when I meet women who like really, really desperately want to have kids, and let me not say desperately. If I meet a woman and we hit it off and whatever, and I give her a child, and I see her going through pregnancy, and I see her giving birth, and I see her breastfeeding, and I see the way she looks at the child, and I hear her whining, yo, school this, and yeah, school fees, and yo, you won't believe what your daughter did today. Yo, my son is so naughty. And I'm looking at this woman's face, that she's alive, that she's excited. And I look at her siblings, her parents, her siblings, the kids' aunts and uncles. I look at her parents and how much they love their grandkids. And I'm like, I did that. Could have been other people, of course, you know, maybe better people than me. But I did that. I made this woman a mother. You know, I added a dynamic to her life that she didn't have before. Pregnancy, breastfeeding, dealing with stress, worrying about another human being. If that child is eaten, stressing about what they're going to wear. And you're like, you know. And obviously, I'm super grateful that they've given me children. Of course, I fucking love my kids so much. More than people would ever know. But knowing that I've given these women children, man, and seeing the children change them for the better, it's been wild. Maybe there's like something in my sperm, I don't know. But I remember, let me try go through them. This is so inappropriate. Oh, it's so inappropriate, but I'll go through them. The first mother of my kids, really, really got her life together when she fell pregnant, and she got the greatest marks of her life at varsity at that time. And she's been studying ever since. I think she's doing her master's now. And she's in great health, exercise, ambitious, all those good things. Second mother of my son, also fell pregnant when she was at varsity. By the way, I was young as well. It's not like I was old and getting varsity girls pregnant. No, these girls are like 1-2 years younger than me. She got great marks at varsity, focused. She went to study further. She also very big on health and looking after herself and those things. Third mother of my kids, she actually didn't know what she was doing in life. She was working like a dead-end job. She hated it. But like when we had my son, when we had my daughter, I think it just ignited something in her. She went and she got her, I think it's called a BBA. No? Business Administration. Bachelor of Business Administration, BBA. And then she went and got her MBA. And then she went and got all these amazing jobs. You know what I mean? The fourth mom, who's the fourth mom? The fourth mom is currently studying now. She's got an amazing job. After we had my son, she got an amazing, she got headhunted into this amazing company. I think she's doing her master's now. She's exercising. She's also living her life. She's enjoying time with her friends. She's traveling. The fifth mom is also currently studying, you know, and she's the happiest woman in the world. And her mom is fucking ecstatic. She's studying. She's got a great profession, and these are like amazing women who have like amazing lives. But now, like, the children add a dynamic to their lives, and they're just so fucking happy. And I'm like, that's me, boy. And we can fight about the kids and seeing them and what they think is best, which is convention. And I have these alternative ideas of homeschooling and all these weird things. But the kids are here, they're growing, they're going to find their own way. They're going to watch videos of their crazy father and his crazy ideas and his cult and all these weird things. But they're here and it makes me happy. So yeah. Oh, let me stop. Make myself a nice cup of coffee, and then I'll catch up with you guys soon. It's 11 o'clock. Please sleep well. I love you very much. I appreciate you. Please keep supporting the work that I'm doing. Please give me feedback. I will not change myself, but I can tweak certain parts of the work that I do to make sure that it's delivered to you in better ways, in more honest ways. If you guys suggest guests, if you guys can get me guests, I do consider that, even if I end up not getting the person, or if I don't want to sit with the person, but I'm constantly listening and learning. I'd read all your comments on me being a sellout, on me being a member of AfriForum, on me going to Orania, on me sitting with Dr. Umar Ifatunde, sitting with other pro-black activists, sitting with people that you think are talking shit. I read and I listen, and I'm constantly trying to be a better human being for myself, for my kids, and for my core supporters and the core people that learn from some of the work that I'm doing. I appreciate you, and I am humbled to be a servant of yours, because what I do is service to you, to educate you, to share my life, to hunt down people, to sit with them, to read, to engage, to travel for your benefit, for my enjoyment. I fucking enjoy it, but for your benefit. I am your servant, and I'm honored that you guys choose me. You could literally watch so many other people. You could support so many other people. You could meet so many other people, but at certain times in your life, you stop whatever other plans you have and you give me your attention, and I never ever take it for granted. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Ngiyantanda kakhulu bafethu. Ek is baie lief vir julle. Ek waardeer julle ondersteuning regtig baie. Van die dieptes van my hart, baie dankie. Ngiyantanda bafethu, njengoba ngiseThekwini nje kakhulukazi ngikhunjuziwe ukuthi isiZulu sibalulekile. Baningi abantu abakhuluma isiZulu, futhi mawukwazi ukukhuluma isiZulu kusho ukuthi uyakwazi ukuxhumana nabantu abakhuluma isiNdebele, abantu abakhuluma isiSwati, nabantu abakhuluma isiXhosa. yebo kunokuhluka lapho nalaphayana kodwa ulimi lesizulu lubalulekile ukuxhumana nabantu bethu bala eNingizimu Afrika. Ngizozama mangithola ithuba ukuzama ukubuwa kibuwe Sotho ngizozama. My Sotho languages, Sepedi, Setswana are dog shit. But kitla uzamanyana pene ensu. I'm about to butcher Sotho, but ngiyantanda because I know if it's individual it's kyaurata, but if it's plural kyanirata. Well, but I love you guys very much, man, and I'll keep trying. I'll keep trying to become the best version of myself, to be an example. No, to be a great teacher. Not really be an example. I'm not an example. Don't use me as a role model. Nope. I'm out. Someone is saying, let's take it to 200,000. We're on 100, almost 104,000 likes on TikTok. It's fucking insane. Guys, please get off. Get off this live. I want to shut this thing down. I don't know why you guys are still here. Shut this thing down. 277 viewers on TikTok. 97 viewers on Facebook. You guys have to go and sleep. You guys have to go and sleep. This is not like some radio station thingy out there. Chilled evenings with Penuel the Black Pen. Very good evening to you. Coming to you from Durban. Ekakasini, as they call it. Guys, shut it down. Aupene ensu. Guys, you must teach me. Kibatla ho funda Sesotho, Sepedi, Setswana, kibatla bua. Kibatla hubua lenna. Kanikupa, kyaukupa hle. That's so bad. But I'm gonna learn. Be patient with me. Be patient, I'm gonna learn. I'm out. Shut down Facebook first.